All right, so Jan, in the last couple of videos we've done for FYB, we've expanded on the modern tennis footwork. We had some drills we were working on to sort of personalize that footwork where we're starting to play within the framework of our own game. And that's been done over, again, a series of several videos. And now we're going to talk about a concept called profiling. So tell us a little bit about that.
So again, to go back a little bit, it's important for people to know who they are, what type of player you are, and what type of qualities your game has, which was personalization, knowing exactly what your strengths are, your weaknesses are, so that when you come on the tennis court, you can actually hide your weaknesses and highlight your strength.
And you play within the framework of your athletic talents.
Absolutely. And now you want to take that to the next level. You want to start to profile your opponent and sort of get a better sense of what they do well and what they don't do so well. And this is where the game is really at, okay? Knowing who am I playing? I know who I am, but who am I playing? Am I playing somebody who has a very heavy topspin or slice or you know, a hard serve? And then based on the qualities that you see, you customize the game that you play based on what you see or what you're trying to avoid. Okay, so profiling to me is getting a very, you know, good picture of who the person on the other side is and what they are likely to do to you. So one that's easier to profile is the pusher. That everybody
hates the pusher, right?
Everybody hates the pusher, but you know, the pusher is tough to play.
So what's the profile of a pusher? Who is a pusher?
The pusher is somebody who feasts on your mistakes, okay, and your lack of movement. So basically what a pusher would do is slow you down, draw you to the swamps, and let you sink. They're gonna hit really, really heavy high balls and buy time. And some of them actually even walk, which is hilarious. You know, they'll hit a high ball and just kind of watch you die, you know, when in fact, what you want to do is, you know, press them a little bit. You want to start to move them around. You want to start to move your feet so that you can actually generate a bit more intensity.
So the pusher is a guy who never misses. He can sort of, you know, moonball you or hit you a lot of dink shots, but he's just going to keep the ball in. Often his form is kind of ugly. And he can't really hurt you, but you end up hurting yourself because the trick is, how do I attack this guy?
Absolutely, because if you make the errors and the winners, you're basically playing by yourself and they're feasting on your errors. And at some point you're going to get frustrated and lose it. Okay, so the way that you play a pusher is you want to make sure that you rush them a little bit, because pushers don't like to be rushed, which is why they play high balls, because they have time to sort of see what you're trying to put together. So it's important to start to be a little more dynamic. That's when the footwork comes in. Okay, if you get flat-footed against a pusher, that's what she wrote. He's going to slow you down. He's going to draw you in, and the next thing you know, you're sleepy. So what we're going to do right now, I'm going to pretend to be the pusher. I'm going to go to the other end and kind of just moonball you. And we're going to bring back this modern tennis footwork, and you're going to show us, you're going to teach us how we can use that footwork to pressure the pusher and make beating them a piece of cake. Absolutely. So you're going to start to see the modern footwork coming in, and then because you're moving in and taking the ball early, you'll have time and space. Which is also what you want to do. Okay? All right, Will. So today you're going to be the pusher. You're the bad guy. And I'm going to try to be the hero here.
All right. So I'm just playing with a continental right now and kind of moonballing it back.
So basically this is what happens to most people. They back up, okay? They don't really know when to come in. You know, you draw me in. You know, and then I fall asleep, and then I start to get into the same game as you, and now I'm not playing my game, okay? This is the typical strategy that takes place when you play a pusher. You run out of options, okay? You run out of options, you fall asleep, the pusher hypnotizes you, and then you don't know what to do anymore, okay? So now what you want to do is actually raise the intensity of your footwork and start to look for placement, okay? So that I get a chance to rush you, okay? All right, so I'm always going to be on my, that's right, okay, very good. So I'm going to start to move you around, okay? See, I'm moving my feet, walking step, I start to move you around, okay? I'm going to take that ball early, okay, move you around.
I can't get to that.
And then I played behind you, okay? So that was not a very difficult shot. I just moved in, took time away by taking a volley, and just popped it over there to a sideline.
Very,
and all of a sudden,
important.
you have a hard time getting to it.
Let's hit a couple more, and we're going to talk about it some more, but what people are going to see is that you're not hitting anything spectacular right now.
Absolutely not.
You're using placement, and I guess we'll see in a second, the footwork is really going to add juice to your groundies. even though you're not hitting any harder.
Okay, and I'm moving and looking for angles so that I can, you know, make you move all of a sudden.
And
what you notice is the pusher, if you move the pusher very, very quickly, they start to give you short balls.
Yep.
Okay, and again, I take a ball early, I move in, okay, and then I get an easy put away.
Now, one of the things people always wonder about is, you know, they might not be at the net, but they want to know, how do I attack these moon balls? So I'm going to give you a couple that are a little bit deeper and really show us how the walking step, you know, the pusher is going to give you all sorts of time. So you're going to be able to move in and attack a lot of these.
Absolutely. So when the moonballer starts, the pusher starts to, you know, set up his evil plan, you know, he's going to really play deep and really super high. So you need to, you know, start to create space for yourself so that you can move in. All right, and because you have so much time, if your forehand is your favorite shot, you have plenty of time to turn around it.
Yep.
Okay, a lot of people sort of fall asleep, so they no longer move and they find themselves hitting balls in the upper register with no pace, which is really hard to do. But by moving your feet, okay, you can actually take the ball. That's a great one.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So if I tried to go to the backhand, you can get around a lot of these.
Turn around and take an inside forehand. And all of a sudden, I've moved you out of the play. That's a great defensive shot. Walking step to this side. Okay. All right. I take it in the air. I push you back. See, all of a sudden, you give me a short ball. I shorten it.
All right.
End of the story.
All right.
Okay.
So that, yeah, the piece we've dialed in on right now is using the footwork. Yeah, Adam, if you pull in on me for a second. Here, Jan, why don't you be the pusher for 2 seconds?
Okay.
And if you hit it to me, I'm back, and then I'm using the walking step.
That's it.
Or I will use the hopping step, depending on which I like best.
That's it.
And this allows me to add a little bit of juice to my ground strokes, but I'm not swinging that hard. I'm using my normal strokes.
You're not swinging hard, so you're not taking a risk.
Yep.
Okay, but your ball has a lot more momentum. There you go, you got me. See?
Yep. And
just by stepping in, you took a lot of time away, took a lot of, you know, space away.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden I'm reacting. So I went from being a pusher to being rushed.
Yeah.
Plain simple. Okay, you want to rush the pusher.
Yep.
Okay, you don't want to draw the pusher into a pushing matchup because he's going to take you out.
I'm going to come over to you and we can round this thing out. But yeah, it's really, you know, to attack the pusher, and I guess to sum up this video, it's not swinging harder. No. It's not trying to rip the ball. You attack the pusher with your feet.
Correct.
By giving yourself that space with the footwork Jan has been outlining over these last couple of videos, allowing yourself to move forward so you keep a conservative swing speed, but the forward momentum is now what adds that juice to, you know, that little extra juice.
Exactly, to the ball. Well, think of it this way, okay? If you have a Mack truck, okay, and the Mack truck is at full motion, all right, hitting this little yellow ball, the force that Mack truck is going to, you know, put into that ball is going to be lethal.
Yep.
Okay, but if you're just hitting that ball with a feather, okay, by not moving your body and just kind of going like this, your body's not going to have anything. Okay, and if you're not playing within your own personal pulse, okay, which is the speed at which you like to play, if I can make you go higher than that or lower than that, I win. Okay, so you have to find a way to stay intense. And the pusher is going to draw you down. Okay, he's going to put you in a zone where you play slower than you'd like to, and in a register that you don't like. So when you start to move your feet in and out using walking steps, hopping steps, you keep the intensity up. You don't take big risks, okay? You stay within your pulse, and then you start to rush the pusher, and you win points just because that person no longer has all that time that they need to have to put it together.
Well, thanks again, Jan. And you know, once you guys try this, next time you hit the court, please let us know how it goes in the comments. So in the comment field below, after you try it out, let us know what you think about this video, and you know, we look forward to hearing what you have to say.
And I want to point out that we're not pusher haters, okay? It's a beautiful strategy to put together, but we want to make sure that people know and start to understand the concept of profiling and adapt the strategies to who they are playing, and know that there's always a way to play that person The only question is, do you have the game to play them?
Sure. If you can win as a pusher, good for you. But there are ways, you know, any type of player for the most part, there's a way to attack them. The way you do that, and that's a good point, bring it back to profiling, is you profile them. You figure out what they're good at and what they're bad at, and then you figure out what can I do to attack that.
Absolutely.
So start profiling.